Okay, let's start off a new life on Spaggy's Chernarus. And this is the lighthouse above Svetlo, I believe. The reason why I really do like Spaggy's Chernarus, as I see what character it's given me. We're a chick today, okay? It's vanilla, 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 very vanilla. About as vanilla as you can get. Oh shit. This isn't the right way. This is the right way. Isn't it? Whatever. Yeah, it's very vanilla. So this is pretty much as close to official as you can get. But because it's a privately run community server, you don't get dickhead. Yeah, here's Svetlo. You don't get dickhead hackers, etc. So welcome to the beautiful town of Svetlo. In my opinion, pretty good spawn. God, I got a really good ping on this, so I don't know why that was lagging so badly. He's not happy to see us, is he? Alright, so, calm down. Nothing for me there, nothing for me there. You've got a good mix as Svetlo of what I would call residential buildings like this. Oh, there's a shotgun off the rip. Nothing in it, but never a bad thing. Pick up a shotgun first house you go in. You've got residential buildings where you can look for your food, clothing, number of utility items. Oh shit. There we go, a knife. Put that there, just in case we gotta dice someone up. I'm not gonna waste it on Granny. Someone's been through, dropping paper. What's she doing? Not gonna eat the plum just yet, in case we find a couple of chickens and we can cook it up at the same time as the chickens. We don't need to worry about insulation, so I'm gonna just aim for gear that I would want, really, for the drip. Oh my god, the inertia. Killing me there on the stairs. Come on, man. I thought I would just do a casual hour, take whatever spawn I get. An hour, maybe two, we'll see. And just show you what I do at the start of pretty much every life that I play, particularly on official servers. If you've watched my more recent series, it's of course on DayZ IntenZ, my favourite server at the moment because of the challenge it offers. And you got to look for food, clothing, stuff to fish with immediately. You know, you've got the clock is ticking straight off the rip. Where when I jump back onto official now, or community servers that are vanilla like this one, I almost feel, well, certainly a lot more relaxed. Of course, you could just get killed by a player with a gun, you know, someone who's better geared than you. That's DayZ. DayZ is DayZ. But in terms of survival, finding the things that will keep you alive against the elements, i.e. food, water, better clothing, a couple of weapons, a melee weapon, some blades, shit. Then I do find it a lot more relaxing. I'm not saying it's easy, but after 500 hours, 600 hours, it should be easy, a lot easier. See, that Z caught my attention, but we don't want to drag the other 3 or 4 around the corner with them. So we dip. I thought that was pristine for a minute. We were going to take that for pristine rags, but we'll leave something worn. Now see, this one's followed me, located me. Gotta fight it. We don't want to fight it in the street where players can see us, other zombies can lock onto our location, so we just get rid of it there. And if we come out the building and others are there, we got to deal with them. But luckily for us, they weren't. There's a sporter there. Don't want it though. See how I'm glancing down the street though? I'm using the middle wheel of the button, the middle wheel of the mouse to glance up and down each street as I go past it. Maybe I can see a dead zombie on the floor. Maybe I can even see a player dipping out of a building. Should we go Winter Ninja with the white ski mask? Why not? I'll find it. I'll ditch it if I find better drip, better clothing. We'll take this. We'll take the Vicar on. But we'll do it on our terms, right? I'm not going to sprint up the street now and aggro 3 or 4 of the Zeds. I'm checking. There's no one around him. You've seen us, so let him come to you. Here he comes. We're not following him too far up the street as to bring other Zeds into the equation. We're dealing with him on our terms. You look across that square, there's not many zombies. There's usually tons around that square. So we already knew someone was around because of the dropped paper. Someone's opened up a box of ammo somewhere. We don't know if they're friendly or not. We don't know how geared they are. They might have just found a box of 22. It's their first time ever on DayZ. And they're just opening it. We almost missed some food there. And I'm not going to rush. You know, I'm not going to walk up the street and aggro that zombie while I'm eating, because then I'll have to stop eating, put the food away, and then fight him. So I'm going to eat the food at my leisure. And then we're going to carry on up the road. Scanning ahead because the police station is up close. And we're going to bring the priest into a nice safe area to fight him. Deal with him. Down he goes. And I'm not one of those people that loots every building he finds on official. But sometimes you do well in certain buildings and they stick with you, and you just go in them out of good luck, really. They're like a good luck charm. That one didn't pay off, but in the past I have had good luck in those little 3-story buildings. We're not having much luck here, which is telling me again this has been thoroughly looted. Because we're so close to this shop, I'm going to go in it. That's the only reason I am, though. Hit this little convenience shop by here, and then get ready to tackle the police department. Police zombie just hanging there. Oh, we got some boots and food, yeah? Actually, not going to take the frying pan. Fuck frying pan. We'll hope to get a cooking pot. I might have just heard someone in the PD. Doors open. Maybe they left. Tell you what, they didn't leave though. Didn't leave any loot, did they? Bastards. Yeah, not looking good for police loot. Bit of lag there. We will check the medical, but we need that vest off that dude as well. They could drop ammo for us, these Zeds. I don't think the person is still around. I think they've long gone. Probably up towards Olivet's, the next little town. Evasive action. You got caught in the door then. Fight this one. Put him down. Grab his 5-4. Annoying that it's damaged, but we'll take it. Vest is a vest at the end of the day, damaged or not. Not having much luck with the loot though. Bit of ammo, a knife. Can't argue with the knife, I know. Look, there's not even any medical Zeds around here. There might be one trapped there actually. That's why you always check the peripheral buildings. Because the people who were ahead of you might not check thoroughly these peripheral buildings that also spawn medical loot. And also the medical Zeds, like this chap. If you kill them, real good chance of him dropping any medical loot. Of course he doesn't, now I've said that. Medical door open. There's another medical Zed. Here's another house that spawns potentially medical loot. That might not have been searched thoroughly. There you go. There's a pristine starter kit for me. And the saline bag to go with it. Son of a bitch. Fucking tough said that one. First bandage use, which is annoying. We've only got one use left on it now. We haven't put up any rags yet for replacements. But just in case things get bad with blood, we'll set up our IV start kit for saline, ready to pop at any time. So if we lose a lot of blood, we can regenerate it quicker by giving ourselves the saline IV. Let's put that there. Put that there. I'm going to have to eat that now. Do I take the respirator? Do we? I mean, we haven't got lucky so far in terms of loot. We'd have to get really lucky if we're going to go on an NBC run. But we are close to Northeast Airfield, and you never know. Maybe the people who are ahead of us are not interested in an NBC run, and they're just running around having a good old time. I'm not going to take another start kit now. We've already got a saline set up. I'm going to take the gloves, and I'm just going to put them there. Why aren't I putting them on straight away? Because if I have to fist fight the Zeds, which I do at the minute because I haven't got a good melee weapon, then I don't want to ruin the gloves. We'll make rags though, because we've only got one use of our bandage. We'll use these pristine rags as emergency bandages, should we need them. And if we can find some disinfectant or alcohol to sterilize them, even better. But for now, we would have to take a chance on receiving a wound infection if we have to use them as they are. That plum did nothing for us, so we are going to have to look for some food, and I'll show you when I'm here, when I'm in this town, where I tend to go. See, I'm just going to houses now that in the past have been good to me. It's almost like a superstitious thing. And as I've said that now, I've cursed it. Obviously, everyone I go in is going to have fuck all. Alright, Policeman Z. I aggroed another one then inadvertently. Look at those fruit trees as well. They can spawn stuff if someone's been through. Can spawn fruit for ya. That's a better stab vest. Better condition. I wanted to actually stealth kill them so that I would do definitely no damage to the vest. I will normally jump over here. There's the well, okay? So because you know where the well is, so hydration is not going to be an issue. Okay, so what we do, we'll search the apartments first for food. There's more pristine rags as well for us. I can hear a chicken. So that's going to provide us with the bones we would need to turn into bone hooks to go fishing. We would only need a rope. And we've got a full stack of rags already. If we wanted to combine 6 with 6, we could make our own rope and go fishing. Be a bit risky leaving no rags then for emergency bandages, but luckily we found more. That's a decision we'll have to make up the road. Do we use these for foot wraps to be sneaky? Oh, there's a bit of food there. Or are we going to combine those to make our own rope? Obviously if we go into a shed and we find some rope, that won't be necessary. Apartment over here. I'm hugging the wall. I'm staying up on the outside. I'm checking windows if I can, because people like to camp at wells and take pot shots at innocent drinkers. Alright, more food. A pristine IJ mag with rounds in it is great. I feel like, look at us going into the white food now. I'm going to pick up the enduro helmet, but I'm going to take the guard off it because I don't like the guard, because it just gives us that little bit of protection. If someone tries to pop us with the 22, we might not immediately die. We might not even go uncon if we're wearing this. And also if they were to attack us with a melee weapon or their fists, I do believe it gives you some sort of anti-concussion protection. But notice now how I'm not going to sit at this well for too long. I'm going to take a nice few sips to keep the wolf from the door. Make sure we don't go into red hydration at any time. But I know there's a well in the next town. And the next town is not far away at all. So we're not desperate. We're not desperate to sit there until we're full and our stomachs are almost exploding. That's beautiful. Bit of BK ammo, SK ammo, whatever you want to call it. And then I always zigzag across this road. Just left to right. Trying to keep awareness of anyone that might be creeping. But, you know, looting all the nice potential stuff. See? Zigzag over to... Fucking scared the shit out of me, boy. I think the chicken is up by all of that anyway, but... Pretty... powdered milk. I like that side actually. I don't much luck with these fences, love. Oh, and we've caught a cold because we haven't addressed our clothing quick enough. Someone's dropped a few items there. But we're going to take the BK-18 because we've got a few shots for it. Ooh, baby. Now we have a good melee weapon. Good zombie killer. Very good zombie killer, in fact. One tap if you know what you're doing. As we're walking up here, we'll down our powdered milk, which will help our food, will hinder our hydration a little bit. But as they both hit white though. A few Zs. Nothing extraordinary. Matches. Lovely. Cook a chicken or something down the line. Where you going, bro? That's where you're going. More powdered milk for your boy. Who's first? Who wants it first? Where you going, boys? Nearly got away with that, man. Beautiful, though, the pitchfork. Where's the other dude? Oh, there he is. Come on in, Frank. You want some, do you? Oh, I timed that one wrong as well. Come on, I'm losing my touch with the pitchfork. Taking unnecessary hits. More rags. Actually takes us on to 2 stacks now, I think, doesn't it? Yeah. So if we want to make our own rope, we can now. We can combine that with the bones of a chicken that hopefully we'll find up the road. I can't be bothered chasing that one. I'm just assuming we're going to find another one. And so far we've found enough food that fishing's not absolutely desperate either. We can actually hunt now as well with the BK-18. Clothing is a massive issue. We haven't improved our clothing. We've only put a ski mask on and a helmet. Now we've got the pitchfork, I'm just going to put the gloves on so that if I catch a chicken or see a dead player and I cut it up, I don't do it and forget that I haven't got any gloves on and then eat with bloody hands. And the fact we've got a pitchfork means I'm not going to damage these medical gloves, but apart from our boots, our military boots, which are actually best insulation, our assault boots, our outfit is a bit of a disgrace, to be honest. So 24 minutes in, this is definitely not going to win any fashion awards. But we've got a working gun with 3 shots. And it's a powerful gun as well. It'll put a motherfucker to sleep. I don't care how geared you are. If you connect. Plate carrier might save somebody. Depends how close they are, far away. But there are a few houses up there. I'm not going to bother searching them. I'm going to go straight for the main town, the main street, aiming towards the well and the hunting shop. Along the way we're looking for food. We can fill up with water at the well, and if I can find better clothing and or a water carrying vessel, ideally a cooking pot, then even better. And if we can kill a chicken for its bones, And as long as we don't get killed by a player, we would officially then be set, in my opinion, to go inland. The sickness we can queue up once we get better clothing and once we get in front of a fire. Pitchfork, same condition as ours. That's better. Time it better. Put your pitch. Oh, she's got the blurred vision now as well. This is the first time in a long time I've been sick. We'll take a Pepsi. Right. Come on then, you want some, do you? I'll give it ya. I'll give it ya. Oh. Larry was a 2-tap. I should go and upgrade my pitchfork now for the one bat there, but I'm lazy. Box of nails. If I'd found a bat, that would have been nice. There is base building on Spaggies, because like I said, it is vanilla. Oh, dear Lord. That's an upgrade on the badly damaged pitchfork. Cough's not good. Our vitals are good. It's our clothing that's ruining us now. We are heading towards northeast airfield, so good chance of getting some medication over there, some tetra, maybe some vitamins. The only reason I'm dipping into more houses than I normally would is because I'm looking for better clothing. Oh. Oh, big mistake, son. Big mistake. Big mistake. Oh. This plant wants some as well, is it? Alright. Full bag of rice is just outstanding. Means we certainly won't have to fish for a while now. Thinking I can hear someone. It's badly damaged. Not a massive fan. Probably wouldn't be able to eat all this rice until we're too full. Oh, yeah, we are. That's good. I'm going to carry it around now. Get in my belly. Some revolver ammo. And now if we make the rope, we're still going to have 6 pristine rags left over because the collar dress gives you 6 rags. So we can do this. Make our rope, so now we're only after chicken bones to be able to fish. We're going to need another blade as well because ours is now badly damaged, but it's one other huge utility item checked off the list that we need to survive, sustain ourselves long term. And I'm not going to go straight for the well. I'm going to swing here. Have a little look in here. Actually quite disappointed. I normally find a drink, a bit of food, maybe even vitamins or a knife in there, but we found bugger all. Now we've got another well in Krasno, which is that way, beyond the airfield. Ah, me, where did you come from? And actually, we can't drink because we're still full from the rice. I don't want to get sick. Oh, look at that. A fucking knife. Perfect. And our hydration is okay, so we're going to push on. Let's check this 2-story. Stilted. Whatever you want to call it. Nothing. That knife is crucial, though. We are only a chicken away from being able to fish. And like I say, decide for ourselves where we want to go without having to look around for beans or spaghetti or whatever. Killing Zeds, hoping they drop food. We can be the masters of our own destiny once we can fish. But if you get a little drab of food off a Zed like that, we're not going to turn it down. Take it with us, and then we head up. If you head up towards this hunting shack, hunting stand, you know you're going in the right direction. You can get to the airfield just following the road that way. I prefer this way for a couple of reasons. Oops. One is this hunting stand. There you go. Another blade. So we have certainly got enough blades to go fishing, cut up fish, dig up worms, break down trees. We've got matches, so we wouldn't need bark for a hand drill kit, but if we did need it, we've got 3 blades on us now. One of them is on its last legs though, so it's not overkill. We've got 2 worn blades and one that's badly damaged, so we'd use the badly damaged one to death, and then we switch over to our worn blades. But I like coming up over the top to the airfield from Olivet's. A couple of reasons. This is a chicken spawn up here, so there's another chance for you to get your chicken. Free bit of food, but more importantly, the bones that can be used for your fishing hooks. You can get wild boar animal spawns over there in those woods. If I'd heard them, I would have gone after them, but I haven't heard them, so I'm not going around hunting in the traditional way. There's nothing on that bench, which makes me think our friends that we're following came this way. There's nearly always a map or something, even if it's something pretty useless. There's another knife, so what I'm going to do, ditch that one. Where is it? There. Put the combat knife in our assault boots. There's a damaged magazine for an IJ. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna fill up the pristine one. If we found a gun now, an IJ, I would put the pristine one in. And then the damaged one is just a backup, an emergency mag, but I wanted to make sure the pristine one was full first, because that's the one we would be putting in our IJ if we were to find one. Let's eat our pajka as we're walking down here, and when we get to the end of this footpath, see the way I've come, you'll be able to see the airfield. And because of the sickness and the fact that getting in front of a fire and getting the heat buff and filling your belly with some beautiful fish is a surefire way to get rid of sickness, I would probably be fishing behind those hangars that I'm looking directly at now. But the yellow tents are what we're looking at first. There's a couple of military containers as well, just in the distance. And we may get lucky. If we find some pills, some tetra, we can get rid of our sickness that way. We'll move on up the hill. There, just in the distance, you can see the outline, if I wasn't blurred vision, of Krasnostav, where there's a police station, a medical, hunting shop, and just over the hill from it is a castle. Where you can obviously go and you can get really lucky and get yourself a nice blaze, Mosin, Tundra, More likely to be a Tundra or a Blaze. Maybe a CR rifle. Maybe a scope. And then it'd keep you looking for a CR rifle. But I'm actually quite glad we got sick, because not only is this showing now what I would normally do if I got a Svetlo spawn on a vanilla server. You know, people say, oh, it's really difficult to find food and water to get into the white. Well, we might be sick. We might have absolutely diabolical clothing, apart from the boots, I think are cool. But we've done alright for food and water so far. We've actually got a gun and we've got a few knives. We've got rope. We've got some rags. We've got a gas canister. If we could find a stove and a cooking pot, we can cook anywhere on the map, as long as that gas has got juice in it. We've got a couple of IJ mags, bits and pieces of ammo. Like I say, a BK-18 with 3 shots in it, so we could defend ourselves. We could have a pop at someone if we felt we had the upper hand. A betrayal, you know, is possible if we made a quote-unquote friend. There's the castle in the distance that I would want to go to if I had this spawn after I'd been to the airfield and after I'd been to Krasno. The only good thing about looking like an absolute tramp like we do now is that if we do run into geared guys, submitting and playing the victim, even if it is an act, because we're certainly not going to be the victim. We're going to be looking to get an advantage over them and maybe a cheap shot. But it might be very plausible because of the state on us, because we look an absolute mess. But we'll see. We might find some military clothing in these containers now. I tell you what, the sledgehammer makes us look a threat, though. And unfortunately, you can't put the sledgehammer... Oh, yeah, you can. Shit. Okay. So now we're less of an obvious threat, because we've concealed the sledgehammer. If I saw someone as well who was geared and they didn't see me, I could even stash the BK. And then I'm walking over, I've got no gun on my back. No gun on my back. I would have no axe on my back or sledge or anything like that. We've got to take these at the moment, even though it looks like I'm picking up everything. Now they've been dropped. They don't spawn there. They spawn over there where the medical tents are. Ballistic helmet's no good to me. Where are you going, Chief? Oh. Always check around these Humvees. They can drop military loot. Should we practice our running attacks? Even though they've changed inertia, this will be enough of a run-up to cave this dude's head in. And then it leaves me plenty of time to deal with his buddy without having to take the two of them on. Standing still, basically. I'm trying to fight them and block them. Just run up to the one, as long as you've got a massive run-up, like I just showed. Smash his head in, and then turn and still have enough stamina for a power attack to smash the other one. Now, there's a good chance... Forget the codeine. Picked up a new full bandage, which is huge. I don't need carbon. I don't plan on getting physically ill. Maybe someone hasn't been here then. Oh, that's been swapped. That's normally a full bandage. So someone has put their half bandage in and swapped. Like that, like I just did. Someone's been through. You know what? I'm not going to do an NBC run, so I'm just going to take the good shit. Leave the mask. Sometimes you can find fishing hooks, real fishing hooks in these containers, so that's why I was looking at that. Take a morphine pen. Oh, for God's sake, pick it up. That's been dropped there. Just listening. Don't want any more bandages. 3 full bandages is enough, in my opinion. If you're going to bleed more than 3 full bandages, you probably deserve to die, or there's probably beyond your, beyond your control. Something has happened that there's just no coming back from. So just take your death like a champ. We might die doing this, but all the medical stuff at the top. Pristine assault backpack, which I don't think I need to tell you doesn't spawn there. More NBC if we were doing the loot, and people are just dropping boxes of AK ammo. Just dropping them. How geared are these people then? Well, we can have a guess. It's at super duper duper geared if they're dropping boxes of AK ammo because they haven't got room to carry them. I'm gonna wear those gloves, even though they're slightly brighter, they're pristine. I mean, part of me wants to run into these guys, and another part of me doesn't, because I can only imagine how geared they are. The potential for stuff for us. Look, our sickness is gone. Didn't need a fire, didn't need better clothing, it's just gone because I kept my food and water in the white long enough. It's just gone. Just fixed itself. Still haven't got a chicken though, which is annoying. They're both pristine. See if you can see a fire over here. Sometimes people like to cook up, and if they've been hunting, they cook it up over there, but because we've had that little biscuit spread, I'm going to go straight for Krasno. In terms of medical supplies, like if we were collecting NBC, we could have picked up a jacket and boots, so that would have been decent. But we're not going to bother for the purposes of this, so I've just picked up what I would need in a normal run, and that was a couple of full bandages. We ended up picking up 3 full bandages. An EpiPen, so we can reposition and sprint away in a gunfight with unlimited stamina for 60 seconds. Super, super, super useful. Can't see any obvious movement. That's a Z there. No fires, so we'll carry on. We'll get sniped by the Chads. We get sniped. Picked up a morphine pen as well, so if we did get hit and we survived, we went down to yellow health instead of walking wounded. We would actually, with the aid of the morphine, walk as if we were white health. Same for if we go down to red health, pop a morphine and you'll be able to move as if you were a yellow health status. And then finding like boxes of ammo, that's just a bonus. That's just because some super geared guys, probably with a base nearby, have come looking for stuff. They couldn't hold the stuff that they really wanted. Might have been the NBC item they needed. Maybe they already had the boots and jacket, which is why they didn't take them. And so they needed the space, so they thought, right, what have we got? We got 25 boxes of AK ammo, so we'll drop 2 of them. But I mean, that only frees up room for an EpiPen or a bandage. It doesn't free up any, you know, sort of equipment for a mask or anything like that. So it is an odd one that they couldn't carry those 2 boxes of ammo. I don't care how many you've got. If you're rocking an AK, why wouldn't you want all the AK ammo you can hold? But the way some people play this game baffles me at all times, so I'm not going to try and make head nor tail of it now. Ideally, we won't run into the Chads, we won't get blasted, and we can go through the points of interest of Krasno, but I don't need to go to the medical. But if you did, it's down there. That direction, okay? We're desperate to go to the PD. Because other than the BK, we haven't got a firing gun. A gun that fires. Can we get a pumpy? Fucking hell. Oh, he's gone looking for me where I'm not. Oof. That was good timing. Oh, okay. We've got to do the zombie dance now. SSG mag. We got away with it without suffering a cut anyway. Box of 5.5. Pioneer ammo or M16 ammo, M4 ammo, whatever you want to call it. Door being open suggests to me that whoever might have been here has left. Alright, nothing downstairs. There's a pumpy, that's a good start. 3 shots in the bad boy as well. Gloves are battered, so I'm not going to take him. M-lock's damaged. Oh, do you know what? I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to use it. Load the spare up in case we find an IJ. Our ammo. Load that up in case we find an SSG. And hotkey or shit like that. Oh god. Take these godforsaken mini sights off that gun. More 380 in case we find I'm not even going to combine that with the M-lock downstairs, it's too battered. Worn Scorpion, so if we found a worn or better mag, we'll take a radio, why not? It looks pretty cool on the body anyway, on the bag. We've already got a stabby. Always pre-aim this corner. People love sitting in those corners. M-locks for days. And then something risky. I wouldn't recommend doing this. I do it just because, well, why not? I'm a bit of a clown. Just sprint around the top, seeing if there's any, because there could be something on that roof of use to you. Scanning ahead, looking behind, no one's creeping, obviously anyway. And then right up the road from the PD you've got the hunting shop, and I found blazes in your CR rifles, Tundras, probably won't now, we're behind Chad and the McChad faces. Can't even be bothered picking that up. 10 minutes to go if I was going to make this an hour video. Obviously, if I was going to carry this on and look to go right up north, Kalenka, Tizzy, you name it, I'd probably be trying to pick... I would have got better clothing by now. I would have looted a lot more thoroughly, but for the purposes of just showing you my preferred route from a Svetlo spawn within an hour, I've had to speed run it a bit. Oh, look who we got over here. The ability to fish. So again, after the castle, it would be probably a good idea to fish. I'm going to come round here. Ah, where was he? Like, all this time. Look at him. I thought one was trapped in there then. Someone's been through. There's fruit on the floor. But I would just duck out of sight and prepare our chicken. There, because they take up less space in your inventory, we might as well make our 2 bone hooks that will be pristine. And now with the rope, we've got the ability to sustain ourselves for a very, very long time through fishing. And fishing till our heart's content, really. I'm carrying a lot more stuff than I would like to, but I'm almost... Like, I'll give you an example of somebody who's difference between a loot hoarder and when you're early life like this, okay? Melee weapon, medicine shit, you know, medical shit, rope and bones for fishing, food, self-explanatory, rags that can be used for kindling, improvised hand wraps, bandages if I run out, matches are self-explanatory. This doesn't matter. I'm carrying this in case I find a cooking stove and a cooking pot. Then I can cook in the woods. I can cook anywhere. So it's takes up a lot of space, 3x4, 12 slots in my inventory, but it's a in case I find type of thing. Food is self-explanatory. I'm carrying lots of different ammo types because I don't know. Am I going to pick up an IJ or a Scorpion? Then I'll need these. Am I going to pick up a baby AK or an SSG? So I'll need the 545. I need my 3 shots for my BK. The shots for the shotgun are self-explanatory, they're in the gun. I need my blades for cutting up shit. I might find a revolver, so I'll keep that. So it's a case of, looks like hoarding, but it's more like you're picking up stuff in case. Running attack, didn't have enough room there. More matches though. Beautiful, got a full box now. There is a little millie up there, but I'm pretty sure anyway. Am I thinking of somewhere else? I'm just going to scan the main road. People like to go in that pub to cook up. But for the purposes, again, like I said, of just speed running this area, there's another chicken. If I was playing sort of off camera with, you know, with the view of going further inland, I'd get that chicken, because then we got 4 steaks. But no, we're just gonna... We saw the top of the castle from a distance, but now as you get closer to this farm, obviously it disappears. But all you've got to do is run behind this barn, whether you approach it from the way I just did, or whether you come straight up from the town, because maybe you went to the well, which is just down the road from the PD, and then you just come in straight up the hill. Don't try and deviate left or right too much, just straight up the hill. And you physically cannot go wrong. You cannot miss the castle. And yeah, if we get into an altercation up there and die, it'd be a good way to end the video. Or kill someone. We've got a helmet on and we've got a ballistic vest, so even though we look like a tramp, we could do a bit of damage with a shoddy. But you know, look at the clothing I've got on. I look like I've just got out of a dumpster. And we've got from Svetlo right up to this castle in less than an hour. The clock's on 55 minutes. We've never been in the red for food, hunger, blood, health. Our blood and health has stayed a solid full throughout. And okay, we're cold because our clothing is rubbish. We caught a cold, we had a cough, we shook it off by ourselves by keeping on top of our food and water and staying in the white and as high in the white as possible. By getting lucky, but you know, looting in the right places for food and drink and hitting the well when we could. And there's only two real points of interest at this castle. The big tower, if it's not based off on the server that you're playing, because that's quite common. People, if the server you're playing allows bases, people love building bases by here. And if you find, oh look at that. Fill our shot, even the buck. Six in there now. Right, I've stepped on landmines by there before and bear traps, so I always have a look at that from now on, from experience. And on these little lower ledges you can find guns and scopes and everything. There's no base. Let's see if I can see anyone moving around top. Someone on the roof would normally have called out by now, oi oi, unless they're super calm and patient. Chlorine tabs are always good, so you can drink out of streams. Alright, no one here. And that's the castle. There's Krasno, where we just come from, and the airfield beyond it, and Svetlo, over the hill where we spawned. Another chicken down there somewhere. Bit foggy to be checking out the view, but you can see roads and the options you've got from the castle. I would usually head inland that way now. But yeah, I hope if you're brand new at DayZ and you play official servers, vanilla servers, and you get a Svetlo spawn like I did, then this will give you a nice little beginner's route. If you practice that and do that as many times as you can, it becomes as second nature as it did to me. And you know, clothing aside, because we haven't bothered really looking after our clothing, we've got a BK with ammo, shotty with ammo, picked up more rounds now. Alright, we've got good boots, a good bag, and a pristine vest. Some blades, various ammunition, bit of food, cooking stove, in case you find a pot, cooking gas canister, sorry, looking for a pot and a stove, decent medical supplies from those tents, really good melee, probably the best in the game, the ability to fish, which is huge going forward, matches, kindling, chlorine to purify water if we can just find a bottle or a pot. But yeah, if that has helped you as a new player or even given you a new run as a current DayZ player, drop a like, sub, tell me what you think in the comments. See you in the next one, boys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.